Shawn Moses is a musician based in St. Louis. He can play the bass and guitar with his teeth and behind his back. He's also a music teacher and a part of multiple bands. He plays guitar for Mammoth Piano and guitar for another band, am I right?
The Trap Band.
The Trap Band.
We also, Trap Band, we kind of like a hired gun type of band. So we back different artists. Current artists, 2 artists that we're back in Lakes the Voice. And we also back in Draco. Shout out to Draco. Also play bass with Midwest Avengers as well. But yeah, how y'all doing today?
Good. Happy to have you here.
Doing pretty good. Happy to have you. I feel like it's worth noting somewhere that we've been trying to start this forever now, but Moses has been cracking us the hell up.
Yeah. That's, there's challenges, but there's also a lot of rewards to having a podcast, if you will.
Podcast, pop. Okay, all right.
You see?
Yeah.
Lots of puns. Joint hypothesis, 2 scientist stoners.
Pun City.
Yep. So, speaking of music, I feel like we should get straight into that. I mean, I've seen a couple of your shows at this point, and you be playing. So, how long have you been playing? Like, is there a story for how you got into this? Like, what's the deal?
I told you, but I'll say it again.
We'll cut that out.
No, just keep it. Just keep it organic. But, yeah, I've been playing since I was 14, so I'll say about 15 years. It's getting close to 16 years almost. I started playing bass when I was 14. In middle school, we had a jazz band. It was Central Middle, Review District, same old shit. But yeah, it was funny. Most of the class, it was mainly like woodwind instruments, and then we had like a couple of percussionists and a drummer. No guitars, no bass. I saw it was like a wide opportunity. I'm like, hey, you know what? Listen to music. I want to play something. So I went up to the teacher and I was like, hey, can I join jazz band? And he was just like, if you got you a bass. I was like, bet. 2 weeks later, I came with a bass. But, learned a lot from there. Like, just having the confidence to just get up on stage. Because, I was a nervous kid when I was young. Really nervous. But, did that for a little while. And then high school, started my first rock band. It was called Mundane.
Oh, nice.
We still got a couple of YouTube clips on of us performing. And then after that,
y'all had some soul. Your lead singer was definitely feeling it.
Oh yeah,
passion.
We still good friends to this day. My homie Rick.
Do they perform?
Nah, he gave up a long time ago. He actually pretty talented. He could rap his ass off too. But he grown up. He doing bigger things now. I see him from time to time.
Bigger things than high school band.
Yeah. Funny thing, everybody, I was one that stuck with it. Everybody else kind of just went their own directions.
Dang.
But, after that, we had a school talent show. We was close to winning, but we didn't quite win. Then after that, went to a different high school, Central VPA High. I had a guitar class. And I felt like it low-key did kind of feel like, you remember that show Fame? Or
it sounds
not
familiar.
Fame, but it was about like a visual performance high school. It came out in the 80s.
Oh my goodness, I may know what
you know what I'm talking about?
Just go ahead and explain it.
It low-key kind of felt like that a little bit, but it still was like a regular ass public school at the same time. It was kind of interesting, but yeah, stuck with it ever since,
Nice. And now you're just riding around the city, doing shows, traveling sometimes?
Yeah, I do a little bit of travel. I want to do more, But, yeah, especially trap bands been keeping me busy. And, man, all 3 projects. But, you gotta stay busy somehow,
Right. And speaking of music, is there a favorite album or a song or something like that you prefer to smoke to?
I gotta think about that one. You know what? I know. This is kind of recent though, but it's a funny album name, but it's "Shut the Fuck Up Talking to Me" by Zach Fox. Like it's just reckless energy. But he got a song called "Fuck Around and Find Out," and like the first line he said, "I'm in my '86 Buick, busting Anita Baker out the '87 Buick." And I was just like, that's a whole vibe right there. And he got the title song, which was the same thing, and he was just like, "You with your dusty ass bitch running errands." Like, I'm just like, he just says off the wall shit. You're just like, but it goes at the same time. He a comedian too, on top of being a rapper.
Exactly. Yeah, have you seen him in Abbott Elementary?
No.
He's
on there?
Good. So good. Yes, he's there for like half of the episodes.
He's like one of them teachers. Like, you like, nigga, how are you a teacher? Like, how?
He's actually the guest of he's like the boyfriend of one of the teachers.
Oh, okay.
And he's a musician, but he's purposefully bad in the show.
I mean, he gets to perform, you know. They were feeling
if somebody give you drugs, punch him in the face. Like, that's what he was
like,
singing.
Yeah, shit like that.
Just like, it was like an anti-drug rally, and it was for like elementary schoolers. So it wasn't appropriate, but hilarious. Absolutely love that show. Love Quinta Brunson.
He got another song called "Get Off My Dick."
Can you say dick in a podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? I feel like right when we were first introduced, I feel like I would have guessed something completely different. Like something a bit more like, I guess you'd think of normally artsy. But then after like talking to you for more than like 10 minutes and then like, you know, leading into now,
I'm
like
not
that's the most on brand answer that I could have possibly heard.
Music I like to smoke to. Like, I got different moods when I listen to music. It depends, man. But that's the one that's like, I don't give a fuck energy. You saw ultimate energy. Yeah. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, what other artists do you like? I mean, as a musician, do you like mainly people within your own genre?
Oh, no. I listen to a whole bunch of different stuff. Like, I go from, like, you know, listen to house music, I listen to trap, I listen to metal, I listen to rock, I listen to R&B, I listen to funk, I listen to jazz. So, like, it really, like, depends on the conversation, to be honest. But, I don't know, lately I've been on a Billy Idol kick. I ain't even gonna cap. He got some hits, man. Rebel Yell.
I have not listened.
I have never listened to Billy Idol. I honestly, like, rock music is a very big blind spot for my music taste, and yeah, I feel like it's pretty unfortunate. So, do you have any recommendations to start out with?
What you trying to look for?
I guess things I've liked, low key. Okay, I know this is embarrassing, but like the roots of like any sort of rock taste I do have is from like Rock Band on like the Nintendo Wii, like the songs that are on there. Yeah, they do have a bunch of classics, but like. I'm trying to think of songs I liked from there. I really liked, I liked a lot of like Bon Jovi songs on there.
Bon Jovi.
I
find it funny now though, like, that type of rock is cool now.
Yeah. That's actually when I first heard of like Paramore, I think.
What?
Paramore,
yeah.
Black people love Paramore.
Hey, no disrespectful, but it wasn't my bag.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
I wasn't really into like the emo rock that much. Like, I mean, I appreciate it now. Growing up, and I was just like, you know, but back then I was like, this shit sucks.
Dang.
I know, it's kind of.
Was it one of those things where you're like, oh, I prefer hard rock or classic rock over some poppy stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, it's that elitist bullshit. I had a little bit of that. Like, it was funny. Like back in middle school, and high school, you know, everybody was listening to rap and all that, or like emo stuff. I was listening to like 80s rock the whole time, like
angsty.
Not even necessarily yeah, I guess you could say like Morrissey and the Smiths, like it's pretty angsty, but kind of like in a sad type of way. I used to love that shit back in middle school. I can't really listen to Morrissey now because I was just like, I don't want to be sad no more. But like bands like The Cure,
Mm.
Echo and the Bunnymen. I got to see them live. They was at the amphitheater, like I want to say, about 5-6 years ago.
Oh, nice.
It's 100 degrees, over 100 degrees that day, and the lead singer had like a fucking fall coat.
Oh god.
It was nighttime, but it still was hot. It still was humid.
Yes.
And this nigga almost passed out from heat stroke. And the crowd, take off your jacket! And they had to end the show early. I was just like, I wasn't even disappointed because one, the ticket was free. Two, it was a band I never thought I would see in my life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, shit, fuck it, yeah.
Were they just that committed to the jacket, or like,
Yeah,
was it just like, I don't know, did it look cool or something?
I don't know, man. They rocked out hard though, but I don't know, man. It's still a mystery to me because it was hot as fuck. I'm like, you coming out here like, this ain't the pageant, bro. You know, like this is the amphitheater. It's outdoors. Like you gotta adjust to that.
That's the point of the amphitheater.
But I also like bands like, you know, Queens of Stone Age is one of my favorites. Growing up, like my mom used to play Nirvana all the time when I was a kid. That's another band I'm like, black people like.
Yeah.
Nirvana especially Smells Like Teen Spirit.
My friend left a CD of that in my car. Crazy. Small world. What about from St. Louis? I mean, you're based out of here. I know you do a lot of collaborations, so if you're from St. Louis and he doesn't say you, it's okay, y'all. But do you have a favorite local artist? Or somebody who's from here?
I mean, there's a couple. Like the Knuckles, like Law, Black Coffee, shout out to Black Coffee. Like, her and her guy, they fucking kill it. They performed after us at the Riverfront Times. They had a show down at the Golden Record. Used to be called 2720. But
I think it's right across the street
right
from Black Coffee.
Yeah.
Cool place.
Yeah. Gotta give it to my homies at Therapeutics. All 3,000 of them. They my niggas for life.
What do you mean by 3,000? What's the?
It was a big collective. Well, but it's run by my homie Just Rich, dope artist in his own right. Kind of nerdy on the Pokemon. Like this nigga collects everything Pokemon and flip it.
Ooh. Is he still making Pokemon Go? Is that a thing still?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's that game is still that game never died.
Huge right now.
It's
honestly just gotten bigger.
Have you guys been playing it?
Nah,
not as much recently.
Not as much. Well, the reason why, because like it would drain my battery so fast. Like I'll play it for like about an hour. I start off with 85%. Next thing you know, I'm at 20. I'm just like, I gotta delete it.
Yeah, like the app or whatever, like the Pokedex, yeah, it just keeps getting bigger. Like, keep basically bringing in all the new generations and making it like.
Yeah, because it started off with Gen 1 like back in 2016, but then like they just added them all each year to add like a different generation in there. And it's like, how many Pokemon generations out there now?
I think the 9th one is the one that's coming out now. Yeah.
I felt like it was more.
Really? I mean, they do like remakes like in between, or like kind of not new generation games like on the off years.
Yeah, like they make the remake of like, because they just made remakes of Diamond and Pearl, and I remember when that fucking first came out, because like after they made Diamond and Pearl, they remade it the second gen, Gold and Silver, and Gold and Silver was my favorite generation.
That's one of the only ones I haven't played, or Generation 2, yeah.
Yeah, that's when it felt like 2 games in one, because you go back to Kanto after that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know if it's worth going.
Like, you got off a tangent. More shout outs.
Yeah.
My homie Lethal, aka Lethal, she fucking kills it with the poetry. She good vibe too, and she like heavy into the marijuana community too in St. Louis.
Oh. Well, it'd be nice to meet them. Put me on.
Yeah. Who else? My boy Lando, my boy Lex the Voice, my boy Draco, all the crew in Midwest Avengers, my homegirl Nene, Man Piano. You know, I gotta say my people too. For real, man. KB the Rider, she the homie, you know. Chevy the Rider with Kinfolk, where they be having their open mics on Mondays. Fucking kill it. So, I mean, I can't think of any more name, but I know it's more on that list, but.
So many.
Yeah, so many.
Yeah. Ever since I moved here, I've noticed it's a very big music city. It's a very big art city. Like, there's always somebody to see, something to hear. Yeah. One of the things I appreciate about St. Louis. So could we actually get into St. Louis culture? Because if I'm not wrong, you're raised here, correct?
Born and raised.
Born and raised, right? So St. Louis is interesting. Something about it draws me in, but I don't necessarily think that it draws everybody in, you know? So what type of person do you think it takes to live in St. Louis?
Man, that's a good ass question.
You
can't be a faint of heart, because like weird shit happens every day. Some of the most ignorant shit, man.
Like bad driving.
Oh my gosh. Not only bad driving, fucking potholes, man.
Oh my god.
I had to change my struts twice on my car because of these streets, man.
I swear. Got a flat the other day just because of a pothole.
Literally drove in the city for the first time earlier today and just all over the place.
What you drive?
It's called
My Hyundai Elantra.
Raunchy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Felt every single one.
I bet you if you was in the Jeep, you still feel that shit. Fuck these potholes, man. They're doing all this construction, but it don't look like they do shit.
You know what? I think that's why I like it here, because Pittsburgh is the exact same way. Tons of very deep potholes, and there's a ton of construction always going on, and we don't see anything get completed. Just that
shit don't
the
get
lane
fixed.
Closed. Just a closed lane.
Very familiar.
Yeah, right?
Shit don't get fixed. And then, like, they put these damn metal plates on the streets.
Oh, yeah, that's something that's characteristically St. Louis.
What do those cover up?
Nothing. All they do is mess up your tire.
Like, it's to cover up the pothole. But it in itself is a pothole.
I see, yeah. I mean, now that I think about it, they are really all just on, like, the right side, too.
Mm-hmm. The side you supposed to be driving on.
Well, here, you can do whatever you want.
Maybe that's what it is. Everybody makes everybody drive in the left lane. Just everybody starts, like, in the back of their mind driving a bit faster, a bit more reckless.
You know, since I've been here, this is the only place in the world, and I've been to like 15 countries, the only place in the world that like I have seen somebody turn left from the right lane at a red light.
That is some St. Louis ass shit right there.
I mean, like 3 violations in one.
And the cops don't be giving a fuck.
No, because they'll go after you and do the same thing. Like, when I see it, I'm like, I don't know, we gotta come up with a name for it, because it is very St. Louis.
That is some St. Louis shit, man.
But,
I feel like everywhere has, like, their own kind of characteristic of, like, bad drivers. I mean, I can only really speak for the DMV. But, like, Northern Virginia especially, like, people just literally not use their turn signals, and
oh, that shit is so irritating.
I remember I've literally seen, like, I literally verbally freaking exclaimed because I saw somebody change, or 3 people back to back to back change lanes without turn signals. And then music saw the next person. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But like, yeah, it's just like different flavors throughout the DMV. I feel like in Maryland, it's more like kind of similar to St. Louis, where people just drive reckless.
Hopefully legal. Well, I don't know if I care about legal because, you know, MJ's not legal and MJ's good. We love MJ. But the driving?
All-time classic, man.
What was that?
I'm one of the best singers. I'm one of the best looking motherfuckers of all time. Still ain't catch it.
Damn. Yeah, I'm sorry. Who?
Spoil us.
I'm Rick James, bitch. Come on, man. But
yeah,
it's
that's
all
a
good.
shame.
It's all good. But yeah, that's actually one of my influences, Rick James. And not in that type of way. His music actually is really good.
Yeah. Yes. 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 If we had the clearance on Mary Jane, if I had $1 million, that would be the intro to this.
I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of artists here.
Oh my God.
I've never listened to Rick James.
What?
No.
What?
I mean, I've definitely heard like.
Should we play him right now?
I don't think that's.
Probably not.
That's probably not a good idea.
Okay, bad idea. Being a woman in podcasting is hard, y'all. Yeah, St. Louis culture, very unique.
Hey, yeah, I heard talking earlier. I was talking mess on our pizza.
Well, I love being here. I think that there's a lot of great food at multiple price points, including affordable, period. But when it comes to that St. Louis pizza, cracker cuts, some special cheese that starts with a P, it's not provolone. And then what's your sauce? Like ketchup. It's like ketchup. So think about all that on a saltine. A saltine. Does that sound appetizing to y'all?
And a lot of St. Louis people
I can't
are
tell how
mad right now.
How literal are you? How literal are you being?
No, it is a saltine crust. It is a cracker crust. Saltine,
I
flat
like
cracker.
I like the cracker. I like the thin crust.
Do you think we should
But
go to
the
emos
sauce
after this?
But the sauce, depending on where you go, might be different. Because there's some shitty emos out here. You probably had a shitty emos too.
Wow.
But it depends. Because there's a couple other spots like Cecil Workers I like. There's a couple of good ones around the city. And it's St. Louis Pizza and Wings. They got their own style. Oh, Savage Yard. They do 3 types of pizza. On Hampton.
Is regular one?
Yeah, of course. They got a hand toss. I'm picky on hand toss.
Huh.
I can't eat everybody hand toss because some hand toss be absolute trash.
Because it's like too doughy or something?
Yeah, too doughy, too soft. I like crispy. I like my pizza to have some type of crisp to it, you know?
Different strokes for different folks.
Like I like my pizza well done.
Oh God. That's not a word I've really ever heard describe a pizza.
But yeah, I don't like pizza when it's too soft and too chewy. You know, that's not really my bag.
I don't eat things that aren't well done though. I do agree with that, you know? Like, I'm not a big steak person, but if I'm going somewhere, it gotta be cooked. Cooked.
I don't know about
No, this is
that.
this is one of the worst. This is like one of the things that
I don't know about the
like.
steak though. I like my steak medium rare.
Ooh.
You keep it as.
Ooh,
exactly.
it be mooing for you, huh?
It's not that. It's other levels beyond that. It's motherfuckers that's just like they should just straight rare, where the whole thing is bloody and pink. I just want still has some juice in it, but
Exactly.
That's blood. It's not juice. It's blood.
It's the flavor though.
Oh, seasoning is a flavor.
But
Blood is
still,
not.
Okay,
I can't.
texture is a thing.
People who don't eat well done food like the taste of blood. Okay.
I don't know. I can't have a steak that's like that tastes and chews like a brick. You know.
House.
I see what you did.
You can't
there.
joke your way out of this one. I'm sorry.
No, but
Like this is actually one of those things that like we'll never like.
Well done
like, I'll
steak.
never like.
I'll
We'll
respect
never
you for
agree
this.
on.
I have a well done burger before a well done steak, but well done steak, no.
I love a well done burger. I am a big fan of things that are in burger form, like turkey burgers, bomb. Chicken.
That's something I'm like, okay, that'd be fire well done. You know, that makes sense. But like steak though,
No.
not well done steak. No.
Well,
It's just where the flavor is.
Different strokes though. I ain't gonna judge you for that.
I wonder what other weed smokers think about well done steaks.
I've always wondered, is that a black thing? Well, like people liking like well done steaks.
Yeah.
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 But it kind of comes from like
Well done food.
Just trust thing, or
it's kind of a trust thing.
yeah.
But I kind of want to turn things back to weed. So first off, I want to talk about what we're smoking today. We got that Gary Payton. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think any of us watch the NBA. Somebody could Google who he is, but he seems pretty cool. His weed, awesome, absolutely awesome. Was recommended by JB at Suede and Delmar. Great dispensary. Happy to be in contact and relationship with the people at Suede. But this weed's killer. Like, I'm getting a lot of head, but like I got body before the head, so it's kind of nice because I got one then the other.
So that it just bothered you, huh?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Oscillatory patterns and stuff, you know. I'm starting to feel like a sine wave graph.
Damn.
Sorry.
Damn.
You can attest. He took one hit and then went on and started showing his Instagram videos for the next like.
I told you I hadn't spoken in 2 months.
Oh, speaking of, yeah.
One thing we want to talk about.
I like
what,
how y'all did that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, segue. Oh. All right, let's get to it.
So yeah, tolerance breaks.
Any sort of ritual, routine, everything is just good and balanced, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I was doing it like kind of a little too habitually. Like felt like just need take a break,
Yeah.
Get back to some of my other hobbies. It's like a balance.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it in itself, but do anything too much is too much,
I mean, also money is a thing.
Oh yeah, that shit was adding up.
Yeah. I feel
Go through it a lot slower.
The thing that tripped me up though when I quit though, and like did my break, everybody and mama had weed all of a sudden. It was just like so right around the time I stopped, I was down in Atlanta with Rich and my homie Stanton and the homie Tristan for a show called The Basement by a mutual friend. Her name is Lola Lay. Oh, I said it right. Forgive me. But yeah, she hosts this open mic at this place called The Basement, and they got different rooms in one big room, and it's all like designed pretty nice. There's one room that's got like African huts and a whole bunch of plants. They call it the African room.
Wow.
Then they got the other room. It's kind of like it looks like a storefront. And then they got another room where they just got a whole bunch of ice lamps in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pretty lit. But the cool thing, it was like each performer that signed up for the open mic, they perform in each room. So it was like, okay, guys, just get out of this room and go to the next room.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was.
So like every few acts or so, they would switch rooms, or
every act. Actually.
Every act.
Yeah, it was nice. But yeah, even then, like, Rich was smoking, Stanley was smoking. They not peer pressure, so I didn't feel no pressure for them. Cause I told Rich, I was just like, yeah, I'm taking a break. He was just like, don't choke, nigga. I was like, okay. I didn't choke. But when I got back, went over to my friend's house, my homie Hank. You heard of Dan Cakes?
No.
This is a company where they draw pictures using pancake batter.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that stuff.
Yeah, my homie Hank, he's the founder of that company.
Whoa.
Do you like order it like online or something like that? Or like upload an image or something, or like a pattern?
I mean, I think they have something that's like
pre-made or.
No, it's not pre-made. It's more like they go to events, or sometimes they do YouTube videos where like a speed drawing to one of the pancake artists like making a painting using pancake batter. But it's usually they have like events like from like birthday parties, like bigger events, corporate events, and they come and draw pictures for like people that's in like conventions and stuff like that. But yeah, I get to his house and his wife was like, hey, you want to smoke this bowl? I'm just like, damn. Then his brother come smoking a J like, hey, Moses, you want to hit this? I'm just like, God damn.
It is everywhere. It is everywhere.
Then rehearsals, after we finish rehearsing, like, hey, Moses, you want to hit this? I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like everybody, that first 2 weeks, everybody and their mama was just like, it was everywhere.
Just being around artists, I guess.
I guess,
I can imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I've reached that limit yet or if I'm around. More of the people I'm around are smoking weed than not. I think I'm getting there. Smoking weed actually helped bond me to a lot of my family. Fun fact. Across different generations and stuff. Because it's like, I feel like there's something that's equalizing about the plant. Like, you're all sitting there, you're all a little goofy, everyone's a little loose. Like, it brings people together, you know? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
it's a nice planet.
I got another question.
Yeah.
Who's part of your top 5
Top 5 what?
artists?
Artists?
Oh, tough.
I give you mine. Dialogue.
You said dialogue.
Okay. And are you gonna judge us if we don't know who that is?
It was a Chappelle reference.
Oh Lord.
Chappelle show reference.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
But yeah, what's you guys' top 5s? It don't have to be in a particular order. Just name some shit.
Oh, that's so rough. Because I feel like I'll name somebody and they'd be like, oh my God, I like them more. Big Solange person. Big Tierra Whack fan.
Tierra Whack. She's lit.
Yeah. But I feel like I'm growing. Honestly, I don't think there's one Megan Thee Stallion song I have not listened to. In fact, I feel like there's very few Megan Thee Stallion songs I don't know at least half the words to. And for someone who doesn't remember lyrics, yeah. Like, I just love how playful she is with her bars.
Bars.
Yeah. Who else? Oh, Smino. And I loved Smino before I moved to St. Louis.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a lot of people jumping on that bandwagon, you know, like what he got put on.
When was that?
I want to say 2016,
Okay.
2017.
Yeah. I'd say that's probably about when I discovered him. Of course, I was out the city though. But yeah, it's definitely a friend from school that recommended Black Swan. And I was like, that was the album.
You looking up your Spotify, man?
Yep.
Damn.
I feel like I have to.
You know who I really
Run up
have
that
been
hill,
obsessed with now?
Who?
Baby Tate. So good. And Doechii, those are some new obsessions. Baby Tate got bars too. I love female rappers. Flo Milli, she's so
running that
reckless.
hill.
I guess just naming some of my favorites. Well, I guess across the spectrum, like some hip hop, some hip hop and EDM are the main two.
What kind of EDM? You know, that's all.
Yeah, I'm trying to work through.
One of my favorite EDM artists is Green Velvet.
Green Velvet.
Yeah, he made the Time for the Percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. But he made a whole bunch of other shit too. Like he got one called The Preacher Man, and it's a whole church sermon about like why you shouldn't play house. You know, like he said, like shacking up essentially, like why you shouldn't. But it's like a dope ass house beat right underneath it. It's
Ooh.
my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I think in terms of what I like listen to more day to day, it's definitely a lot more like kind of trancey, like future bass, and like some like a lot of like drum and bass. I feel like that's like the core of what I've been listening to. The core of what I've been listening to most recently. Like one of my favorite artists two of my favorite artists are Madion and Porter Robinson. They were kind of the first two artists that got me into like EDM. And then recently I've been listening to this artist called their name I can't remember. Her name is Sewer Slut. Yeah, makes these really intense but like also very kind of dreamlike, kind of high, like super fast, like kind of drum and bass songs. Like it's like I think dreamcore is like the genre it's mainly called. I've been loving their music recently. And then Caro Bonito, love them. But then, in terms of like hip hop, I think probably one of my favorite artists, if not my favorite artist, is probably Tyler the Creator. As far as more hip hop goes.
Yeah. It's funny, like through the years, how you just like grew.
Yeah, it's honestly one of the craziest progressions.
Cause when we first came out, like, you were fucking Hopkins.
Hopkins?
Sounds familiar.
Exactly. They came out right at the same time, and they both kind of had like that. I want to say like that shock rap style, because you know like when Tyler first came out, he was kind of more like really abrasive.
Yeah.
with his lyrics.
Yeah.
But
To say the least.
I think the main difference, Hopkins he was starting to get more preachy as he like grew as an artist. Where Tyler got more vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a difference as an artist, like versus being preachy versus just like just opening it up a little bit. You know. Like I feel like fans respect that more.
So do you consider yourself vulnerable in your own music?
I mean, I don't sing or rap per se, but in a way, yeah. Other times I'm like, this shit sound cool, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is part of like the vulnerability is just playing whatever's in your heart.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's with it, you know. Yeah. Especially like, I'm gonna play the music I want to make the music I want to make. So I feel like some people get caught up in like, that's what I gotta make. I gotta make this because this is hot right now. Like, nah, just make your shit.
And getting back to weed.
Damn, because just go full circle.
Full circle. I mean, you can keep going if you want.
No, it's all good. We went off multiple tangents, so I'm like, yeah. I'm with it.
As someone who's trained formally in interviewing, it takes a lot of work to get people back on. And that now I'm doing this under the influence of Gary Payton. Shout out to you, Gary. Gary, you did the trick.
Fuck him up, Gary.
But the point is, as I'm saying, it's very it's great to be able to think on the fly and like still kind of keep things together. I think at this point we've stayed kind of close to music. I know we've kind of hit on games and stuff a little bit. We haven't really gotten to that topic, but weed is like my favorite thing to talk about. And talked about your tolerance break, but I did want to know, when you do consume weed, what's your way of consuming? Are you a smoker, edibles?
I was a big joint person. Joint was like, because it was convenient. And like, compared to a blunt, where a blunt is like you smoking tobacco.
Yeah.
It makes your breath more funkier.
Oh!
And like, wasting a lot of weed, Like,
if you smoke blunts, please continue to listen to Moses' music. He does not mean this, y'all.
I do. I mean, but you can do what you want. I'm not gonna judge you, It's a free country out here.
That's not true, but continue.
I mean, yeah, if you want to get analytical. But I'm just like, smoke the way you want to smoke, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just personally, I tolerate it. That ain't my first choice, blood. Bong is close second because you can be really economical with it.
Yeah.
But it's just like, man, that's a once in occasion type of thing usually.
Is this the occasion?
Nah, not for me. I mean, if it is for you. Oh no, you bringing it. Oh Jesus.
Everyone's sitting here like gawking at the behemoth. So I have a flower bomb from Ethereal Souls, which does lots of resin, floral, decor and like personalizes bongs, smoking accessories. I have a great tray from her, also ran by a black woman. So I just wanted to plug that real quick. Doesn't seem like any of us are ready to take that hit yet. We're gonna continue on with our J and our vape.
Yeah, I have this little vape thing.
That motherfucker high tech, man.
Yeah, it's probably the most hipster thing I own. But
that
yes,
look like a portable battery mixed with a flash drive.
Yeah, so it's called the.
I thought it was a flask when I first saw it.
Yeah, it's kind of shaped like a.
Get in the flask. You ever see Lil Nicky, Adam Sandler?
A while ago.
Yeah, it was like, get in the flask.
Yeah, so it's called the. There was no way. Like.
It looked like a flask, man. It's cool.
The break had to happen. But yeah, so it's the Mighty by Stores and Bickle. And
Bickle?
Hey man, like I said. But anyway, it's fucking amazing though. I think we said something earlier about cursing. Anyway, But the
Oh yeah, can you say fuck on podcasts?
I mean, you just did.
You right?
This your podcast, right?
Yeah, but not gonna lie, me and my grandma talk a lot about weed, and she's a preacher, and I love my grandma. She's a sweet, wholesome, God-fearing woman, God's strongest soldier. But I told her she can only watch the episodes that I told her that, So, we're gonna keep some of these maybe a little more family-friendly. This ain't it.
Yeah, we want. Yeah, I mean, you gotta kind of went a little niggerish on it, just a little bit.
Niggering up the place. Look, this is a Forest Bias initiative.
Y'all watch Dion Cole, stand-up comedian?
Yeah, sometimes.
He got this joke called "Manage Your Blackness."
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I kind of had to seal all the way open today, but at work I have to manage my blackness at all times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like they talk about like some coworker have conversation about race, and they look at me like, "What you think?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, just no comment. I'm gonna go over here and practice,
Oh Lord.
Yeah, some conversations do need to be had though, but it's just like it's a way to do them,
Yeah, I mean it's labor to do this. It's emotional labor, and because of the society we live in, we don't think of emotional labor as labor, but it's work. I mean, people got to be taken care of. So it's like to do something like that is the work. So if you want me to have a conversation about racism, you have to pay me. Granted, yes, I do write papers about race, but maybe you should have to pay any black person at least $5 before you ask them a question about race. That way y'all see that knowledge.
Put that motherfucker to 20.
Dance to make her dance.
Do the Birdman hand rub,
Nice sound in the mic, I'm sure.
I know. I'm like, this is an ASMR-y episode.
I'm looking at my hands to see if they dry. It sound like dry out there.
You got some butter love back there.
You got some butter love? Where they at?
Not yet. Well, I'll give you some later.
Oh man, you got to smell good.
Mm-hmm. You know I love smells. Aromatherapy, that's why weed is also just pleasant. Just pleasant. I remember there were some days where I would roll like 4 or 5 joints at once and not end up even smoking. Just like the smell of it can do something for me. Like the meticulousness of just finger chopping, stuffing the cone, because I can't roll yet. That's my confession for the season.
My confession.
Sure, he did his thing.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten a lot more like, I guess, keen on like the different smells and stuff. Like at first I was just like, oh, like weed is weed. Then now like in the last bit I got a few different strains, and I didn't even usually I'll put a little marker to like label strains and stuff, like to keep them in jars. But I didn't label this one because I was like, oh, I can tell by like the look and smell. There are 2 that look close enough alike that I forgot from when I first got it.
Dang.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them smell like, I guess this kind of gets into like terpenes too, because like I feel like some strains smell a little bit more like gasoline-y, and like some obviously smell a bit more fruity.
I think caryophyllene is the terpene that is kind of corresponds to that gassy smell.
I have no idea what y'all sound like. A little bit, but I still don't know what the hell y'all do. It's like y'all sound like y'all some weed connoisseurs. I see.
Honestly, this is how I felt when y'all talked about video games. So,
Hey man, y'all sound like I know y'all shit.
This is like, I don't know.
Smell like gasoline. The other one smelled kind of fruity. Just swirl the glass. You're just sniffing.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that's literally. It's
We're
not far
going to terp
off.
school. We're going to terp school this
Yeah,
season.
we are.
Y'all niggas went to weed college, okay?
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm actually looking to study weed in the future. I'm a sociology PhD student. Looking, plugging out there. If anybody does weed research and wants to study,
Looking for programs.
Yeah, we might have to cut that joint out. It depends. Actually, yeah, I'm looking for programs. I'm looking for people to connect to. But yeah, weed is good. Weed is great. I think it sociologically is interesting.
To appreciate.
We can't take Moses nowhere.
Just anything.
Actually,
just anything.
That's the title of this episode. We can't take Moses nowhere. All right, perfect. So I think we're actually at the end. It seems like we've covered all of our subjects. But Moses, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a hoot, and I don't know why I wanted to say that word, but it feels very accurate.
That's a hoot nanny.
This man here is talking about, what was it, hippie and an 8-ball?
Hippie 8-ball?
Oh my god, a hippie 8-ball. Can you please describe that before we get out of here?
Hippie 8-ball, that's just a cup of Joe with your bowl, you know?
You should write a cute little jingle about that. Cup of Joe with your bowl.
Cup of Joe with your bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is, you know. Cup of coffee, you know. It can be whatever roast you want, and you light up right after that. It could be whatever strain you want. Some the combo that I used to like doing is smoke a little bit of indica, and then have a cup of coffee right after that.
Specifically indica, because it's chiller.
You can do with sativa, but like, I think that becomes a hippie speedball at that point.
That's me.
See, I feel like that's connoisseur right there.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, you know.
He knows a little something. We didn't bring him on here if he didn't know a little bit about smoking a little something, y'all see. But,
What?
Moses, can you plug us to your socials, events, and other opportunities to connect with you in the future for everybody listening?
For sure. So, it's a couple things. My Instagram is Moses166. I repeat, Moses166.
Is there an underscore or something in the middle?
Nah, it's what you see, it's what you get. You
Okay.
Couple of events. The big event I got that's coming up on July 29th. I'm playing with Sammy Starr. She's one of our vocalists that's in the trap band, but she got a solo her solo breakout show at the Dark Room.
Ooh.
At the Grandale, right across the street from the Fox. I'll say down the street from the Fox.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got 2 45-minute sets. It's gonna be some good food, some good drinks. Pretty sure they're gonna have some drink specials. Nice event, you know. And we got a little surprise for you, so.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprises, you know. I can't say it because it wouldn't be a surprise, you know.
Okay. And we don't know. This episode is gonna be a few more weeks or possibly a month before shooting and releasing. So are there any other events that you like to plug?
Yeah, if you get further out.
Yeah, I can plug another one. September 24th, Midwest Avengers. Actually, it's a day after my birthday. But Midwest Avengers, we doing our 30th anniversary show. I'm pretty sure by then we'll have a venue, but it's still kind of up in the air right now. But
Wow.
yeah, Midwest Avengers been around as long as I've been alive.
Wait, how?
Huh?
There's just a lot of like different people in it.
Yeah, I mean it's been a couple of lineup changes.
Generational.
Yeah, it's 3 different generations. He just had John Bandley, this nigga 50.
Wow.
He just had his son, the little guy about to be 1. So yeah, it's like 3 generations.
Dang.
Is there like any elements that like persist throughout, or anything that they, you know, try and hold on to?
They've been a part of the St. Louis like music scene for I don't know how long, but they opened doors because they used to do I'm not sure if they still do it, but they do Slumfest. But I also like been in kind of every album that we had like a guest feature that was like of a younger generation per se. But yeah, 3 generations. We always called ourselves headbanger hip hop.
Well, like industrial or something, or
not quite. I like how your brain went there. Nah, it's kind of more like, you know, we throw metal with hip hop, you know.
That's fair.
But yeah, we got our last album that we just El Venador. My Spanish is terrible, but Our latest album, El Vendores, we kind of just changed gears a little bit. It's kind of more of a fusion between like funk, R&B, a little bit of Latin influences there with the headbanger hip hop.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check out all the shit you plug.
But
do you want to plug the stuff that you produce on your own?
Yeah. I still need to get around to my Spotify, but I got my SoundCloud with some of my music on. Yeah, the name is Shawn Moses. SoundCloud.com, Shawn Moses. I got one of my songs called Deep Cess. It's like a funky house joint, you know, kind of groovy.
Is that the one you played earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice progressive kind of jam. A lot of nice good ideas throughout.
Yeah, it's funky too, man. Like it's got a nice like disco-y groove to it. Without being disco, it's got a little bit of that future funk vibe to it.
Yeah. Then you're kind of just playing different licks throughout, and it's nice variation throughout. You know, it's pretty long, but you don't get bored.
Yeah, you gotta keep the ear engaged while still. Repetition is not bad, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What?
Got this up.
Fried.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys for listening. You can find Moses' contact information in the show notes. Feel free to subscribe, leave feedback, comment, like, all that jazz. You know, we're up and coming. And yeah, you hear me plugging us. But basically, let us know what you think. And we look forward to seeing you next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, my IG is Moses166. I repeat, Moses166. All right, thank you. Goodbye.